what I'd really be interested to understand is what is your vision in Singapore for talent mobility across the country?
This is a very good question. Actually, I think talent mobility is a very broad term, but I think it sums up to having the right people with the right skills to be at the right time and at the right place. So all these elements comes together.
Sounds really easy, doesn't it?
sounds super easy, but yeah, this is not simple. And yeah, this is a job vision too, right? Yeah, it's essentially that. I would say that talent mobility, actually, I would, for me, this is my own personal vision. I think there are two camps of thought of what maybe before we talk about mobility, let us talk about what is talent. There are two camps of thought about what talent is. I think to some people, talent means maybe the top performer in the organization, right? So that's talent. But actually, in my perspective, I belong to the camp that thinks that everybody is a talent because everybody has that strength, that right skill set, and as I mentioned, it's about just from my perspective, putting people with that talent in that skill set to be at the right place and right time. So end of the day, I think talent mobility is not just for a specific segment of people, but actually it should be for the whole society and for everybody. Yeah, that I think that is also in a way resonates in my heart in that sense, but also I think that's what SSG wants to do, because we don't want to let anybody be left behind. We want to be as inclusive as possible. So that's something that is truly important. We want to let, whether you are a self-employed person, whether you are a mid-careerist, whether you are a professional, whether you are a rank, in Singapore we call it a rank and file, which is like a non-professional. Basically, we want them to be able to remain relevant and to be able to advance in their careers, reaching their full potential through skills recognition and skills mastery. So that's important to ask. And I think importantly also is as we talk about having a nation of lifelong learners, also to remember that learning is not something that is front-loaded. So learning is lifelong. I think in today's situation, especially when the skills cycle is very short, job roles are changing so fast with technology. We must remember that we need to, there are multiple pathways and training, multiple pathways to career and training as well. So essentially we have to continuously look out for what are the skills that is required in our work, in other work areas, and to upgrade ourselves. So the power of learning is truly in our hands. I also say that talent mobility is also the responsible not just of the individual, but also the employers themselves. So essentially, employers, be it small middle enterprises, be it MNCs, I think it's important for employers to place emphasis on training for their workforce. Actually, some employers, not all employers out there, but maybe there are some, I don't know, but anyways, there could be some employers who may think that training is very costly, right? It's an investment on the workers, and maybe they may be concerned that hey, I invest in my worker, but then they will just leave the company. But I think if we believe in the true situation of talent mobility and as good employers, what comes around goes around. So essentially, I think if employers they may make some investment into their workforce. That workforce may flow out of their company, but eventually, if they think that you are a good employer who has spent time to invest in them, who has good L&D, learning and development strategies and workforce strategies in place, who take care of them, they will ultimately return back to your company, or they will want to work with your company, for example. And when they do so, they has already flowed around the rest of the system. They come back to you with enhanced network. They have no more people outside. They come to you with more experience of what is happening out there. So truly, in a true talent mobility situation, I think what comes around goes around. And I think this is in a way important, I guess, hopefully for employers to also consider and in investment as an investment in the workforce strategy. So that's the second point I wanted to make. And I think that when we talk about talent mobility across Singapore, I also say that because it is increasing globalization. So actually, talent mobility itself is not just now across Singapore, just around the country, within the country, but it's also across the world. So I guess when Singaporeans or individuals, when they think about mobility, I think they should also consider jobs or opportunities that are outside their own country, because talent mobility now, it takes on a cross-border dimension to this. So this is, I would say, another point that I wanted to raise, and for us to consider now, the world is our oyster. It's getting smaller, and talent mobility is there's no need to constrain now to jobs available in your own country. Consider jobs that are available elsewhere, and can you compete, for example, with a global workforce?
In this series, we will be speaking to a range of senior leaders who are pushing a data-driven and digital HR agenda. Make sure that you subscribe via your podcast app of choice, and also via our YouTube channel for free and regular interviews with the digital HR leaders of the future.